Good evening. Welcome to the workshop session of the Mayor and City Council of the City of College Park. I'm Mayor Bianca Motley Broom. We have a full quorum with council members Mackenzie, Karn, Arnold, and Gay. And so we will get to our first item on the workshop at this time. Madam Clerk?
First item is presentation of annual comprehensive financial report or fiscal year ended June 30th, 2024 by external auditors, Banks, Finley, White and Company.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, City Manager, City Attorney. Thank you again for allowing Banks, Finley, White to come up and present to you. For the record, my name is Albert Butler. I'm the resident partner for Banks, Finley, White here in Atlanta. And tonight we're going to present over to you the final of our actual ACFR that was presented over to the city, I want to say June the 19th of July. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Just on the agenda, real quick, we have a couple of small quick slides. Some financial highlights we're going to talk through, our road to unmodified opinion, the overall findings that were presented, and the final deliverables that was presented over to the city as well. A couple of great financial highlights I want to share with the city council. As you can see from the financial highlights, the city's assets are well and have increased greatly. The liabilities are all down. The fund balance has increased greatly as well too. While revenues are up, but liabilities are up a little bit, but that does all relate to some of the pension numbers that had to be recorded. But overall, the city's financials are in very, very good shape. For our road to the unmodified opinion, I did want to stress this slide really quickly, just to show the city and everyone else that what we had to do what we went through to make sure that the city had an unmodified opinion. That was really one of our first mantras to go through. The second mantra, of course, was to do a complete walkthrough of all the city operations to make sure that we could have an instance of all significant areas and that if there were any instances that might have findings that we could bring to the city's attention so we can actually have a roadmap for going through those findings. We went through a complete qualitative and quantitative risk assessment for the city, along with working as we worked through the audit to go through certain obstacles. Of course, there had certain turnover that took place, but we were able to complete the audit and being able to present the audit in a way that is clean for unmodified opinion. So overall, I would say, although it did take some time, I will say still a job well done for everybody who had to participate in the audit process. And then only the final next steps, of course, is to go ahead and move forward to try to plan for the next year's audit. For the actual final deliverables, we did present over to the city the completed assistance of helping the city complete the financials for the city, while at the same time we did complete the actual auditor's opinion, the single audit opinion, and we presented over for those charged with governance, that would be you guys, the listing of all the findings that we did come to our attention while we did the audit. Now there was we do what's called a post-issuance check, and we released a report on a Thursday evening, while on the next day we did find two small issues that we wanted to pull back to make sure from a qualitative perspective the financials was presented in accordance to make sure everything was solid and we can continue on for complete ACFR for the current period. The last slide, just real quick, I did want to reiterate the findings that we did come across. But the biggest point about these findings, although they look like a good handful, the biggest part is that the city has already come with an action plan related to those findings, and that action plan is laid out in a way to make sure that although it won't be a sprint, it will be a marathon to get these to be cleared away. Steps have already been taken to make sure these findings can be properly addressed over the next fiscal year, and of course, it's probably going to be some part of the next following fiscal year as well too. So with that, I know that was pretty quick. That's all I really have for prepared material. I did want to take some time to allow you to ask any questions along the way. But with that being said, the actual audit is complete and has been filed away and issued away.
All right, we'll start with any questions, Mayor Pro Tem.
Good evening, and thank you. This was a very thorough job that you guys did on this package. My biggest concerns, again, have been addressed. I was concerned about the areas where you found material weaknesses and, just the different issues. But it was good to see that already that staff has made the efforts to address those things. So that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Carr.
All right, thank you all so much. Good report. We're gonna follow up with the city manager about findings and some of the things that we can do to make the adjustments we need, and with finance and the other offices. So, but I don't think you left any stones unturned, which is what we were looking for. So we definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Councilmember Arnold.
Thank you for all of the hard work. I know it wasn't easy to get this report to us, but we're appreciative of the findings, of the information, and I'm looking forward to us putting some SOPs in place to help so that we can retain the knowledge and also so that we can correct some of these deficiencies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Gay.
My sentiments as well, two things. Is there a hard copy? And two, when do we send it to? Don't we supposed to send it to someone now?
So there are
Explain
two.
that process.
Yeah, there are two submissions that take place. One goes over to the Georgia Department of Audits, and the second submission goes to the Federal Clearinghouse. And if I'm not mistaken, those processes have already started by the Finance Department.
Hard copy.
And of course, we're going to be mailing an actual hard copy over to each one of your offices following tonight's meeting.
And it was in the agenda packet as well,
It is?
in the regular session. Yep. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Next agenda item is discussion on a request for a special event permit for FOA to hold the Path to the Past race walk in the 6 West area, Lottie Miller Boulevard, on September 27th, 2025. Rain date is October 4th, 2025, from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. This item is being requested by Queenie Brown, Deputy City Clerk. This will affect Ward 2.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Craig Everhart. I'm with FOA, and we're no stranger to you guys. I want to just thank the Mayor Pro Tem, council members for your support of our FOA objectives, and just thank the council for the support you've given us on the barbershop and 1 square mile district. I'm here as communications officer for just a little nervous at the moment. But Gloria Abdullah will not be able to be here today. She was planning on being here, but she came down here, so I'm here in her stead. So again, for the Price Barbershop and 1 square mile district, without your support, we would not be able to achieve the success that we have to this point. We're coming today to seek your approval for an event we're planning for September 27th, 2025, which would be a historic walk run through the area for a last look at the property in its current state. It doesn't look like much to anyone who was not raised in the area, but to those of us who were raised in that area, it evokes great memories of a vibrant and beautiful community. We want to give past, present, and future residents an opportunity to go down memory lane one last time before development of the area starts in November. We will take a planned route that will touch several of our historic landmarks, and at specific intervals, we will have reenactments and activities that show what took place at those locations. For example, at Lottie Miller Boulevard and Red Wine, we'll have a reenactment of what happened at J.F. Beavers Elementary School. As we go further down at the corner of Lottie Miller and Ross Street, we'll show what occurred in the area we call Valhalla. And I think this will be great for those who were in the community, who are part of the community, and bring back great memories for them, and also educating aspect for the young who did not know about our community as they were growing up. The walk will begin and end at the Price Barbershop location, where we plan to have a rally, food, and fun. The time of the event will be from approximately 8 to 1, and we're anticipating at least 200 more people at the event. This promises to be a great historic event, which will serve as a celebration of the transition from the past to the present to the future of the 1 square mile community. And we're really looking forward to this. And again, thank you all for the support you've given us in the past, and we're looking for your assistance on this endeavor as well.
All right. Thank you so much. Start with questions. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Craig.
Yes.
And I know we were expecting Gloria to be able to be here, and I hope she feels well soon. This is something that I'm really looking forward to. I believe it's going to expose not just, well, of course, bring back our folks that used to live there, bring back some memories, but also it's going to expose the community, that's the new community that's not even aware of really all of those different landmarks and the homes and the different things that we're going to pass by on the walk. So definitely looking forward to it. And, I do want to assist you all with this as well. So we'll talk more about that. I think the first thing now is getting this permit passed.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Carn?
It's going to be a great event. We're looking forward to it. And I think everybody's in support of making sure we honor and recognize all of the history of this city. So, good deal.
Thank you, sir.
Councilmember Arnold?
I'm looking forward to the event. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Councilmember Gay?
No question.
I did have a question, and I think you clarified some of it because when I read the information in our packet, I said, what's going to take so long to do, because it says race/walk. So I'm thinking a race in that area wouldn't necessarily take us 5 hours to do.
Yeah, the run itself will be a preliminary to the event. The actual
Okay.
walk will take place afterwards. And again, as we go through, we'll be doing reenactments along the way. And of course, it will culminate at the Price Barbershop where we anticipate having a rally. And, again, it's just going to be a great transition from this is the way it was and with the help of this council and what we're trying to do and what's going forward in the future with that particular project there as well.
I know that there was some discussion in the packet about access to the Brady Center and activities that are scheduled there in the afternoon. Have we worked that out?
We
or-
have.
Okay.
We had a preliminary meeting with some city officials, and we worked that out, that aspect of it at this time.
If you wouldn't mind, Ms. Johnson.
No, so when we met with Gloria for the special events, we were going to make accommodations if it was approved to transfer the karate and pickleball. We would reschedule so that, because I know that Brady Center was an intricate part for this race walk.
Okay, so that part of it is covered and recreation is good.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's it.
Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much. Thank
Have
you
a
for your
great
time.
day.
Agenda item 3, presentation of Wonderland Experiential Learning Center program proposal for the Wyatt Recreation Center. This is sponsored by Councilwoman Arnold from Ward 3 Community Enhancements located in Ward 3.
Good evening.
Hello, Mayor and Councilman. My name is Danny O. I'm the CEO of Wonderland.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Goodman. I'm the COO of Wonderland. And we're so grateful that you're allowing us to present today. You can advance to the next slide. So it's an experiential learning facility. We're a program that's been in West Lafayette, Indiana for 4 years. And we're excited to hopefully come to College Park, Georgia to bring you our programming. But we offer programs that kids really enjoy, hands-on learning after school. We want to bring things like coding, robotics, 3D printing, things that kids have asked us to bring in our town. You can advance this slide. And why this right now? So for us during COVID, our kids were watching a lot of YouTube videos. They want to do things that they see in the videos. And Danny, their founder, and myself, we got together and we thought, how can we bring this programming to our kids now? It's adaptable, it's accessible, it's affordable for our kids. And in 4 years, we've met over 1,000 children, giving free programming at the library, at other youth centers, at our center. And why this area? So we see that there are programs here that maybe are all pretty much for-profit for kids in the area. And we, as a nonprofit, want to be as accessible to the children here as much as possible. And if you can advance to the next slide. So, but there is a term that I saw on the last slide that I want to bring up, and this concept of workforce ready. For us, where we live, a lot of industries are coming in. They want to know more about the community. What kind of things, what kind of activities are the students, what do they have available to them? And we have very strong sports, but what does it come when it comes to after school activities for kids that are not in sports? And over again, we hear that our programming for kids that are not just for sports, but what the things that they're interested in, like the 3D printing, virtual reality. Right now, ChatGPT is a big deal. We offer Python coding. Also, children come to us and say, we're really interested in a D&D group, which is Dungeons and Dragons. We are interested in Rube Goldberg machine making. We were the host of Rube Goldberg machine team for the last couple years. The competition was held at Purdue. But we're hearing from kids they want more hands-on activities. And we hear a lot about the fourth industrial revolution. We're hearing a lot about, well, kids need to know more about artificial intelligence. We talked to Shannon James earlier today, and we talked about how in the 80s and 90s we had no idea what jobs we were going to have. That we would have no idea that the jobs we have now or the jobs we'd be training for over the last 30 years, what are our kids going to have access to in the next 10 years? So getting them used to the vocabulary, used to working together. Every school here is a great learning center. We want to be that next bridge after school where kids can get together and be excited about some of the technology that maybe is not in their classrooms. You can advance to the next slide. So in the last 4 years, we've had many people come through our doors to teach. We've had chemical engineering, wiring, 3D printing, and media creation. These are things that the kids have so far in the last couple of years have been really excited about. And we want the kids not just sitting and listening to curriculum for 20 minutes. We want them up and moving around and already playing with these things. We want them to hear and practice the vocabulary. We want them to be the teachers. So in the last couple of years, the kids that took our programming 4 years ago, they're the ones that are leading the classes. You can advance. We want to be a true community partner here in College Park, where it's not just anybody that we hire. Okay, you'd be good at doing this this program, but anybody, even on the city council, can come in and teach something. We've had people call us up. I mean, I was working out at the wellness center in my town a couple days ago, and someone in my workout class said, "Hey, my husband wants to teach Python coding. Do you have space for me?" And I said, "Come up with a curriculum and let's talk. Let's talk about a 10-week class." Because we're a small nonprofit, even in College Park, anybody who has an idea about teaching something can have that access. We have really good community partners who give us really good technology and equipment because they're so excited about these kids working and testing things and working with their hands. So we get the tablets, the computers to do the coding. We get robot parts. With our Rube Goldberg machine team, we got, just tons of equipment and tools to build a really cool machine that got second place in the national competition. So we'd be bringing that as well to College Park. We also work with major industries to bring their programming in to children. So we have a really popular metal recycling company that brought in 12 identical laptops, and the kids took them apart. It's the most popular program that we offer twice a year. We have the stock market game. It's sponsored by SIFMA, which is a financial market group. And it's a national competition where kids learn about the stock market. So we have sixth graders who compete by state and by region and nationally. And last year we had a student win first place in our state. For each kid gets $100,000, and they have to invest it. And whoever makes the most money in the end, they win a cash prize. But they have to write an essay too about what it means to invest in the stock market and invest in their future. We talked to Shannon earlier about Cook Biotech, who comes in a couple times a year because they really see what the investment is. I know you've got so many more industries than we do in our county, but they make they teach the kids about biomedical engineering and what does that mean. And they always bring in a young, new, recent hire who is closer in age to the kids than we are, to say, if you stick with this, guys, even if you're getting a C in math, look where I am now. I'm taking bioengineered pig skin and I'm saving burn victims. And they explain exactly how they do it. Then they have the kids test the skin to see how strong it is. So they're having kids do the science experiments that they do in their lab. We also work with several programs at Purdue because we're so close, and that's why we like what we see when we research College Park, Georgia, is that we are a mile from Purdue University. So now we've got Purdue departments messaging us to see if they can do programming with us. And the last photo is of the Purdue Nursing School. They messaged me about having the kids come in and learn what it means to be a nurse. They want more children picking nursing. Where we live, we have a lot of traveling nurses. We don't have a lot of nurses that want to stay and live in West Lafayette, which is very frustrating. So let's get these kids trained now to pick nursing at Purdue University. And their floor is designed like a doctor's facility. And so the kids, I've seen this now 4 or 5 times, where they're taking blood pressure and temperature and doing bacteria science experiments. They're putting, they're making casts out of fake legs. So they're doing the things, it's hands-on constantly. You can advance to the next slide. So just for our community, these are the kinds of things that we've done that we can easily adapt here. A lot of these things are things that the kids have brought to my attention that they want to see, because I'm heavily involved in the school. We do have kids' night out. We do this thing called Wonder Tuesdays, where several times a month for the whole year, the private industry comes to us and puts on a program for the kids. We've had, just over 25 programs with our local industries. In summer camps, it's been a very busy summer. I put on free 1 hour, sometimes daily, sometimes once a week programs at different places around our town. But robotics, stop motion animation, I do a lot of artwork. We do lots of outdoor things as well. We did rocketry, so we're building our own rockets. We are close to aerospace engineering at Purdue, so we did a lot of rocket programming. You can advance to the next slide. And go ahead, advance. You can advance also, this one. I talked about being adaptable and accessible. This is something that one of the founders, TJ, put together at his school, but he wanted the kids already making, he taught them CAD design in 10 minutes and just had them play around with the programming so that they can make their own 3D printed objects. You can advance. And our goal also is to make really cool spaces for kids. Right now we'll take whatever we can get, open rooms where we can just set up some tables and chairs and get the kids working as soon as possible. But I work with some really fancy founders who really want to make cool spaces. This is not my jam. I hire interior decorators for my house. I don't have the brain cells to do this. Okay, advance. And you can keep going. Again, more cool spaces for kids. We have a lot of kids who need that adaptable space. They need the room to move around. They need teachers who can move around the classroom as well. It's not just desks set up and you sit at that one desk. We want them getting up and moving. So this is maybe not something we can get right now, but I just want you to know, and I want to stress that this is what we hope for in a permanent facility. Go ahead. This is also another cool concept that we have in a community space, but a tree house full of books that kids can bring books, share books, hang out. In the back corner on the right, we want kids, because we're not just a STEM facility, we really want to emphasize that we do embrace art, but kids can show off artwork, music, poetry, a play that they want to put on. You can go ahead and advance. You can advance. We want kids to share. This is if we had a permanent space where we had kids that are members to come to our permanent space. We want to make it so that it's a true kids space. Go ahead. And you can go ahead. So we want this open and accessible to all children, meaning that the children of College Park, and maybe what Danny discussed with you earlier, that it would be free to children living in College Park. This is huge because the affordability of these programs, the technology to provide them, the 3D printers, the filament that goes in it, the tablets, the computers, all this stuff is so much money, and that's why it's not accessible to so many children, and we want to make sure that it is. So when we talk about knowing what the vocabulary is, one thing that I see missing, because I have 3 kids, and I'm like, you do not talk to people like that when I see them misbehaving, is that when they're in these environments, you see them working together and creating natural leadership roles. And I go to a lot of the programming because I want to make sure that the teachers are supported, but I also do it to observe how the kids behave. And the one thing I've noticed, because I also work in my children's school as the lunch lady, but I see this this term self-correction, where kids, when they're with other children and they're starting to misbehave, there's like an, oh no, I can't behave like this because I gotta maintain my rep. And we see that a lot, and we embrace it. We enjoy that because the kids are embracing 3D printing and Python coding, but they become natural leaders when one of their friends needs help. I'm here to help you. And the kids come over and they help at their different tables. Workforce readiness. Now, this is a term I know you've heard a lot about. I know in our county, Tippecanoe County, we have a few industries coming in, and that's the number one question. Is this population really ready to come work for us? Or am I bringing in people from Indianapolis? And that drives me and Danny crazy because I do feel like these children and the adults too should be given a chance to work at all these really cool industries. So we want our children to hear the vocabulary, learn how to work together. When these businesses come in, we stress that, talk about what it means to work in that building across the street. There are some really cool buildings in our town, and the kids drive by it all the time, and now they know people that work in that building. They wear these special uniforms, they do these special science experiments, and guess what? You get to do these special science experiments too. So workforce readiness is a big deal. And the age group that we're talking about, the kindergarten through 8th grade, even though they're not going to be getting these jobs in a couple years, they still have to go through college. We want them thinking about these things before they get to high school, because that's when we can capture them. Advance to the next slide, please. And the next couple slides, this is from our former mayor. Our current mayor also is very supportive. When we started, it was Mayor John Dennis, and he was just very excited about our programming and made a really cool video for us. So he's very, very supportive. Aaron Easter, our current mayor, also has given us funding in our current town. And if you can advance to the next slide. This is the president of Purdue, and he also has committed some funds for our programming in West Lafayette, but it's very heavily supported by Purdue. A lot of departments come to us with exciting ideas, and hey, industrial engineering, I don't think I've told Danny yet. Industrial engineering, they have 17 Purdue students who want to do something with us next semester, provide free programming to kids to learn about industrial engineering. And the first thing I said to the instructor who's managing all this is, how do you make it exciting? Because I don't think even some kids even know what that means. So we're very excited to work with you and all the local universities. I see that most of the major universities here do have federal work-study programs, and that's how we work it within our community, is that with the FWS, the schools pay 75% of the salary, and then we pay the other 25%. So it becomes affordable to us, and we're able then to offer a lot of classes and pay for equipment, which is a big, big deal, especially when they drop a tablet and we have to replace it. But we're very excited to come here, and Danny and I had a chance to drive around town today, and you have a very beautiful community. Thank you.
Any questions?
All right, we'll start with Mayor Pro Tem.
Well, thank you so much, and I want to thank you all for coming to College Park, just for selecting us and wanting to do this program. It is so needed. So I'm really excited. When I saw this on our agenda in the packet, I was super duper excited. Now, based on the amount that you are requesting for 1 year, is there a capacity limit for how many students that you'll be able to take through the program?
So we will start with small classes. We usually have 10 to 15 kids in a program, and then we will have probably this month, if we get the funding this year, we'll probably have at least.
Mr. O, can you make sure you're on the microphone?
Sorry.
Thank you.
So we usually have 10 to 15 kids in a classroom, and then so we want to start small. So this year we'll start with 3-4 programs, and then we're gonna expand from then on. So
Okay, so when you say 3 or 4, so it'd be 3 or 4 classes of about
Yeah.
15. That's
so,
wonderful.
well, like 2 weekday classes and 1 weekend class, and we'll probably hold like a winter camp or summer camp, things like that.
Okay, so maybe about 30 in a session, or
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I have no questions. I'm just excited about
Thank you
seeing
so
this
much.
happen in College Park.
Councilmember Carn?
All right, thank y'all for coming. Very innovative,
Thank you.
your whole presentation and your package. I think that this is the kind of exposure that our kids need to have here in College Park. So we're glad to, show them some new things and some new avenues in terms of career and technology and the like. One of my first questions was going to be about how many kids are you going to be able to accommodate for the year. So you're saying 4 classes? 10
Yeah,
to 15?
we just want to start small first, and then we want to expand it because we need to get more teachers on board and things like that. So for this year, probably be 2-3 classes plus a winter camp, so maybe 50 to 60 kids. And then next year it'd be,
Okay, so in terms of recruitment, how is it gonna work? Do we send your kids and, from each ward, or how did you,
So
how did
there's
you
a-
envision? Well, I guess I'm
Gotta
asking
ask Councilwoman
Councilwoman
Arnold, her
Arnold.
program.
Well, if Mr. O has a thought about that, let him answer first.
so we have our own registration program, but then I will work with the recreation center, and then they will send out the invitation to kids, sign up for classes. We'll open up the classes programs, and then whoever signs up, we'll try to get them, and then we'll work with the Miss Michelle here
Okay.
with the registration.
Well, and that's a good channel to start in. And in terms of your own recruitment, you understand we're looking for College Park kids.
Yes,
And that's who
definitely,
you're gonna be
yeah.
targeting?
Yes.
Okay, well, recreation's a good way to start, as well as reaching out to us. We've got kids in the community. We work with our schools.
Yep.
So if we're sending you some students,
Yes,
I'm assuming that's okay, right?
yes, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, that's.
More the better.
Good deal. Is this gonna be housed at the Wyatt?
Yes,
Wyatt Rec Center?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Okay.
Councilmember Arnold?
First of all, thank you for the presentation. I think this is the second time that we've had the opportunity to go over the program, and you all went through all of the details with Michelle. I want to thank her for actually helping us to pare down the program, because I think initially it was much larger. They wanted to start with a larger program, but I asked them to streamline it so that we could at least get some data to see how well it was going and see whether or not, how we wanted to expand it. I of course personally love it because I am that technology and science chick. So, but I would like for us as we go, into the future and collect some more information to see if it's an opportunity to also expand it to high school students. I recall one of my sons having the opportunity to do the stock market game in his school, and but he was actually in high school when they did it.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate the fact that they're learning earlier with something like that. But then there are going to be opportunities, or I would like for there to be opportunities too, if we can and reach some of those that are in high school that may need some support and exposure as well. That's all I have.
Councilmember Gay?
Well, thank you, Councilwoman Arnold, for bringing this to us. That's all I have.
Been a long conversation.
Yes.
I think we started talking about this, over a year ago?
Over a year ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm glad that we are at this point, and glad that we can see this come to fruition in College Park. My only concern is that I think this was a 3-year commitment.
Yes, it
And
was.
so I think it's important for us to, as Councilmember Arnold said, get the data
Yep.
and make an evaluation after that first year to ensure that it's having the impact that we want it to have. And to that end, tell us a little bit about what your data has shown in West Lafayette. Or,
Which data would you want, like,
well, tell,
how many students we had, or?
and what the impact has been on those students, if you can.
Yeah, so I have like anecdotal stories. I had one mother call me crying because she said, my sons I have 3 sons, 2 are in travel, baseball, and she said her last son said, "Mom, I found my thing. I'm going to build robots." And she was, just in tears. But I don't have like numbers. We've had year-over-year growth as kids are talking about it, as kids come back. And that's what I have. We haven't been keeping numbers in unfortunately, we talked about this the first year about numbers that we have to keep. And we were really excited about the programming and people that were saying that they would teach, that we didn't talk about those numbers or the data points that we wanted to keep. So we need to have that conversation about what we're keeping track of?
Yeah, I think that with the conversation that we had with Michelle, and I think Councilman Carn makes a valid point. Of course, we want to keep data points when it
Yeah.
comes to the residents for the city of College Park, and to be able to kind of look at where we're having a stronger impact. We may be having a larger impact on, children K-5 than we are on 6 through 8. But I would like for us to capture that information so that we can see.
We'll work with the Michelle.
Yeah.
Data,
Okay.
See who registered and which grade registered.
I'd also be interested to see from the start of the year to the end of the year, what's exciting kids, right? Like when they get this exposure to these various areas in STEAM, what didn't they know about before? What pathways have opened up to them? So if there's a way to sort of think about, if we are talking a year from now, I'd like to talk about the growth. And so
Yeah.
making sure
Yeah,
that
some of
we
the
are.
groups, that's interesting you bring that up. Some of the groups do evaluations at the end of their program. And if they're young kids, they color in a smiley face or an unhappy face. Did you like this program? Would you consider a career in this program? And I think their egos and their self-esteem are boosted. They're boosted at the end that you too could do this. But I don't know how accurate that is. But I think that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, let's think creatively about how we
Yeah.
can capture some of that information. But and here comes Ms. Johnson, and I believe she has something to add.
So Danny reached out to me last week, and we actually sent a survey
Oh, yeah.
to all the participants in our current registration program to at least get that data of those or what they might be interested in. And that was over, I think it's 15,000 people that have registered through the years in our program that received that survey. So we'll have some information at least on the interest for those programs.
Okay. All right. That's a good start. Appreciate it. Councilmember Carn, did you have something?
Just, Michelle, now we're gonna target our kids in the program that are the city kids. That's the target, right?
Correct, yes. I mean, with our, fee waiver, absolutely. Those that are
Okay.
interested, we would
All right, good
put
deal.
them as
Just
the
wanna make
priority.
sure that's-
And,
okay.
that's what we're
Got
here
it.
to do, yeah.
Okay.
And if there's a way to engage with the private industry, so it's not always on the city to fund, we're interested in that also.
I have a personal, of course, my son is at Georgia Southern doing computer engineering, and he did a financial bot in high school. So I have that child that was interested. So it's super important to see these kids have interest, not just recreation, cultural arts, and these type of industries. I mean, we've had two 3D printers. Bought the first one when he was 10, and it was extremely expensive. But when you know what your child's interested in, you try to foster that. So I think this opportunity to hear and have an opportunity in the rec center to do that, I think it's really important because it is. I was talking to him about an opportunity for my son that she's like, I'm not even sure what these new jobs are that they're getting interested in, and I don't know what they are. So they're going to figure it out, but it is really important. And I think the younger we give them the opportunity, just like anything else, that they can do it, they believe it, they can do it. So it's just a little personal impact on that. So-
Absolutely. All right. Well, appreciate so much the presentation and your time, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next agenda item is presentation, Pathway to Success Workforce Development Project, sponsored by Mayor Pro Tem Jamel McKenzie.
Correction, it's the Summer Youth Civic Leadership Academy. I know it says it on here, but in our packet, it's the Summer Youth Civic Leadership Academy.
Apologies, Mayor Pro Tem and everyone.
While you're getting that together,
I'll get
I
the
want.
video pulled up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say something while you're pulling that up. I want to thank you all, our young folks, for coming out, because for most of us, today was the first day of school. I spent my whole morning at College Park Elementary School, which none of you all are in elementary school, but I want to thank you for coming out and on your first day.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh,
My
wait,
name
hold
is
on.
Wait, hold.
Wait.
are we?
They're going to show a video.
Okay, there's a video first, and then we will.
And then, it's okay, it's okay, Ivory. And then I'm going to introduce you. We need to turn the sound up too. Our Summer Civic Youth Leadership Academy has been amazing. We wanted to do this program because I wanted to expose young people in our community to the inner workings of government, specifically the government of City of College Park. And we've had an outstanding, phenomenal group of young people that have matriculated through this program over the past 4 weeks. And check it out for yourself. Kelly, can we just start
I
from the
am
beginning?
Dean Cornelius.
Our Summer Civic Youth Leadership Academy has been amazing. We wanted to do this program because I wanted to expose young people in our community to the inner workings of government, specifically the government of City of College Park. And we've had an outstanding, phenomenal group of young people that have matriculated through this program over the past 4 weeks. And check it out for yourself.
I am Dean Cornelius, Director of the Youth Summer Civic Leadership Academy here in the city of College Park, Georgia. Our program objective was to foster civic awareness and responsibility among our youth, to help them to develop leadership, communication, and critical thinking skills.
My name is Caleb Granville. I am a senior at Howard University. I'm also the son of Brian Granville. He's a lawyer here in the College Park area. He's also been a huge sponsor for Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie. My experience with this Civil Youth Program has been phenomenal. These kids are great, and just seeing them grow and get out of their box and just be leaders, and just learning everything how to go out in the real world and stuff like that. It's been really great. So.
My name is Zara Carr, and I was the assistant dean. I want to say working with these kids was a pleasure. I got to learn so much more about the youth and how they actively use their voices, and more importantly, how they're going to change the world, and they're going to be running this country one day. My name is Bailey Johnson. I am 13 years old, and my experience here has been wonderful. I really enjoyed it here, and I learned to be a great leader and speak louder in words.
I'm Jamarion Grover. I'm 13 years old. My experience here was great. It was a unique opportunity. I learned how to open my mouth more. I learned how to associate with people, hear other people's ideas out. So it was an overall unique experience. I will most definitely come back again, and I recommend other people for this experience because
Hi, my name is Maren Rigby. I'm 14 years old, and the Leadership Academy, it was a really good experience, and I met a lot of new people that I wouldn't have met if I went to maybe my school. And I really enjoyed learning about civic issues and what the city council does, and I really enjoyed being under the leadership of Dean Cornelius and Mayor Pro Tem
College Park!
At this time, our students that were a part of the Youth Civic Leadership Academy are going to share a presentation. During the classes that we held 8 classes over 4 weeks, and they were power-packed because they were only half a day, but we got a lot in. And during that time, the students looked at different problems. They brought up things that they felt were problems in our society, and they decided that they were going to tackle that, and they wanted to present that to you. One of the issues they're going to present to you, and it will start with Miss Ivory Watson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a part of the College Park Civic Leadership Academy, and today we want to talk to you about a critical issue facing our community, homelessness in College Park. Our presentation is titled Helping the Unhoused because that's what we aim to do, offer genuine support, dignity, and long-term solutions to those without shelter in our city.
My name is Jamarion Grover, and I'm here to present homelessness in College Park. Currently, around 1.2% of people in College Park are homeless. That may sound like a small number, but it represents real lives. People without basic needs like food, water, or a place to rest, The summer heat can reach 112 degrees, putting lives at risk every day. We see people searching for shelter or asking for help. This isn't just a personal problem. It affects the health, safety, and future of our entire community. Our society must take stronger actions to ensure homelessness individuals are fed, safely sheltered, and given the tools to rebuild their lives. This isn't just a moral duty. It's vital for our community's well-being.
My name is Chloe Thomas, and we believe that no one should be left behind. Our community must act, not just with charity, but with sustainable solutions. Everyone deserves a chance to get back on their feet, and that starts with meeting their most basic needs. Here's what we'll focus on today: the urgent nature of homelessness in College Park. The solutions we propose are to help people transition back into society, and how all of us, especially youth, can make a difference and benefit from a stronger, more united community. Our goals are to support the wellness of the unhoused, create safe, dignified public spaces, build community systems that offer short-term relief and long-term solutions, and promote a culture of compassion and action.
Hello, my name is Raquel Goodrich, and I would like to talk to you about the short-term/midterm low cost. Short-term steps can make a big difference. We propose distributing book bags, bottled waters, hygiene products, food, and clothing. These items can be collected through food drives and placed at accessible locations like Main Street. Signs, newspaper ads, and word of the mouth can help the unhoused individuals find them.
My name is Eugene Turner, and to talk more about the midterm solutions, these can be achieved within 3 to 6 months, so we started up in that time, and these can last on for 1 to 2 years, versus the short-term solutions, which is more things that us students can do more regularly. But for the midterm solutions, we want to focus on infrastructure and community partnerships. We want to build something that can last within the community. So we can add water fountains, shaded areas, benches, restrooms, and shower stations to help the hygiene and the safety of the unhoused. We can also do hot meal drives, which can be run regularly for events such as holidays, back to school, or just something once a month. Also, we wish to have local businesses help, and this could be helping from donating food or clothes, or also sponsoring stations. We also know for local businesses, most likely incentives will have to be provided, since a lot of people don't just act out of the goodness of their heart, but we do wish that the community would act out of the goodness of their heart.
My name is Ashley Jackson, and I'll be presenting the long-term solutions that we would like you as a city panel to help us reach. Strengthening housing and labor laws, affordable housing and expanding shelters, access to rehab and mental health care. And on the side, we will also like for the city panel and College Park as a whole to collaborate with companies like Cisco and US Foods that can help us partner with the city to offer resources. City officials like you guys can approve funding based on results, ensuring that support stays consistent and effective.
Some people think helping the homeless is too expensive or that it will lead to dependence. But studies show it costs more to do nothing due to ER visits, emergency response, and cleanup costs. Others believe homelessness is caused by bad choices. In reality, many people become homeless because of job loss, eviction, or even family trauma. It's time to replace myths with understanding. We believe the youth and city leaders can help lead the way. And what can we do? We can collect and hand out food, raise awareness, donate supplies. We can also speak up and educate others. Here's what we're specifically asking from you, our city council. We are asking the council to approve funding and city resources to support the short-term, mid-term, and long-term solutions we presented today. This includes placing donation stations in central areas, adding public benches and water fountains, organizing meal drives, and expanding access to shelters and mental health services.
My name's Savannah Hamilton, and I'm going to be talking to you about Call of Action Steps 2. Before I do that, we also ask the council to help coordinate with local businesses, pass supportive housing policies, and ensure that the unhoused residents have access to essential safety and dignity. Your leadership can turn this place into a real change. We respectfully request that the first steps of this plan is approved and in motion by January 1st of next year. This gives enough time to organize budget and begin before winter fully approaches when help is most needed. Call of Action Steps 2. We can create care kits that includes things such as hygiene and more products that they need to focus on themselves. Volunteer at shelters. There's many local shelters in the area that we could volunteer with by helping them with things that they might not have. And most importantly, small actions create a big impact, and we all have something to contribute. Conclusion. Homelessness in College Park reflects deeper issues like inequality, mental health challenges, and the lack of affordable housing. But we believe that change is possible. If we act together with leadership, funding, and compassion, this plan can help people get the support they need and make our entire community stronger. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, we'll start with the Council Mayor Pro Tem. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh,
Did you have?
I was just standing up just in case they had any questions, so I would
All
be
right.
ready to answer.
We'll start with Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, thank you. Guys, I feel like a proud mama. Y'all did a fantastic. Can we give them another hand? Oh boy, I've been bragging about you. This was fantastic. You did a great job. And I had a question that Councilman Carn asked me, but I'm going to ask you because I don't know if he's going to ask it. How did you all come up with this idea of homelessness or helping the unhoused?
So during the first week, as a group, we first created just problems that we seen within the community. So we all highlighted different issues from animal safety to animal rescue, food insecurities, and homelessness. So then we had a vote, and we decided that homelessness was the most logical step to take and a problem that needed to be solved within the community.
Thank you. Very good. Who helped you with this?
For those who helped us with it, we helped each other as a group. We bonded, worked together, almost like a family, and also we received help from Mayor Pro Tem and the Dean and the other adults such as Zari and Caleb, who also were there to support us on our journey.
Well, thank you. I didn't do that much help, but thanks for putting me in there. I'm just proud. I'm College Park proud of you all. I'm going to give the rest of the council the opportunity to speak or ask.
Councilmember Carn.
All right, glad to see y'all. This was very impressive, very impressive. Obviously, you all represent our future, all of our future. And I saw some of these kids around this city hall a few days, and I said, I didn't know exactly what it was at first, and then I realized what it was, and I peeked my head in and said a word or two. These are some really, truly brilliant young people, and it's just great to see bright minds at the beginning of their greatness. It's great to say you knew famous folks back when they weren't quite famous yet. And I feel like you all are definitely headed in that direction, all of you all. A lot of people wonder, they say, well, hey, when are we going to get some new leadership like we had in the past to lead us to the next, into the next century, into the next eras? Where are the Dr. Kings at? Where are the Where are the freedom fighters? Where are the social producers and developers and so on and so forth? Where's the next Maynard Jackson coming from? Where's the next Shirley Franklin coming from? And a lot of times people are looking for those folks, but you really don't do a search. You know, they're not going to jump up and say, here I am. I think programs like this is where that leadership starts with young people. One of the things I liked about this was that you had local neighbors involved in the project. I saw Ms. Cornelius out working with these kids, and I saw Ms. Pam and some of the others. So that's always great when you have local hands-on. We have a lot of wisdom that can guide our kids in the right direction. I was asking, how did you zero in on homelessness out of all of the options and things you could have picked? But that speaks very well from, these are some of our youngest and some of our best and some of our brightest young people. And out of all of the issues they picked, they selected homelessness. That speaks volumes in terms of the moral compass, in terms of where these kids are. And I feel like we're going to be in good hands in the future with young people like you all. Speaking of homelessness, I've talked about it a couple of times, and we have an issue of homelessness in College Park. You used to not be able to see it. Now it's pretty painfully obvious, and we have the responsibility to do something about it. I understand your recommendations were to look at some budgeting for next year. Now, in my opinion, I'm not interested in waiting that long. We did pass the July budget. We're in the second month of the budget, but homelessness is nowhere in the budget specifically. And a lot of things cities do is, well, I'll just be frank, too many cities sweep homelessness under the rug. They hope it's going to go away on its own, and if you ignore it or if you reroute it, that it will solve itself. Well, it will not. We're an urban city. We're a hospitality city. We have a very transient population, and homelessness is going to be a big factor. I would like to see us, city manager, taking a look in this budget and at least committing something officially in this budget for homelessness. At the end of the day, if you want to know what a city's priorities are, you look at their budget, regardless of what's being said, regardless of what's being passed. If you want to see where the priorities are, you look at the community's budget and where they spend their dollars. And city manager, at the next council meeting, I would just make this suggestion. I think that we all need to lean into this and actually put it on the books and earmark a portion of funds for homeless initiatives. Specifically, I would say at least $100,000 towards that. Now, I know our budget's already set in concrete and in stone, but we all do have our community enhancement funds. You know, I, for one, would be willing to put in 20 towards that, and if everybody does the same, we can reach that figure, and we can actually put some action behind the commitment. So, city manager, I'd like that to be on the next agenda for discussion. I want us to try to put something towards that to take us through the end of the summer, through the fall, and through the holidays. I've reached out to several homeless providers and resources. There's a group called Patty in Atlanta. I've spoken to folks at the Gateway Center, which I have had a good relationship with them since I was county commissioner in terms of how things work. We need to establish some go-to resources that have expertise in this as well, that we can partner with, that we can contract with, and work with now, work with in this budget, in this year, and do what we can for homelessness, because it's very easy to end up homeless. I've got a lot of apartment communities, and I've seen people go from living in their one-bedroom apartments to living into their cars. And from there, when the cars give out, on the streets, literally. It's a serious issue, and it does not take much for folks to be homeless. Some folks only have to miss a few paychecks, just a couple of months, and any one of us in this room could be out on the street very, very, very quickly. So we need to understand how lucky we are to have a roof over our heads. But it's a proposition that most of us don't understand the meaning of the word homelessness and what it truly, truly means. So, City Manager, I want to commit to that. I want to put that on the next agenda for discussion within this budget without increasing our budget. But I want us to dedicate and earmark some funds towards this, and whether there's consensus for everybody to do it, I mean, that's up to everybody. I can tell you, I, for one, am going to commit at least that amount towards this to get the ball rolling. And it's not because of you guys, alone. I've been talking about this a few months on end. And Chief, we had a conversation about it the other couple weeks ago as well. So it's a growing problem, but we thank you all for inspiring us as well. Again, you guys keep going in the right direction, and I'm looking forward to looking at y'all's futures with great interest. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Councilmember Arnold.
Thank you. You all did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I want to start with that part. And to your deans, Dean Cornelius and Dean Carr, you all did an excellent job in grooming them so that they could present their information. They presented well. And, as my colleagues have said before me, I see the next leaders in the city of College Park. You all showed how you work together, you collaborated together, and these are all great skill sets for the job market. So I just kudos to finding a problem, coming up with a solution, presenting it, and asking for what you need in order to make that thing come to reality and fruition. Thank you again for the hard work, and I'm looking forward to how we can support this project in the future. Thank you.
Councilmember Gay.
Yes, I also want to congratulate y'all for a good program. Eleanor, thank you for your work. And y'all continue to have a good school year.
Thank you.
Well, I certainly appreciate the presentation. It is so timely. I'm actually headed to Tampa a little bit later on this month to see about some solutions that Tampa has employed in dealing with issues of the unhoused. And there's a number of people from Metro Atlanta who are headed to learn more. And I think that we should be having a broader conversation about how we address this issue that has absolutely, positively impacted our communities in ways that are visible and kind of invisible too. When you were talking about homelessness, I actually wrote down, what is your definition? Because it's not just the people on the streets, right? It's also people who don't know where they're going to be next week or next month, or might be on someone's couch right now until they get kicked out. So what are we doing as a community, as a region, to support and ensure that more people don't fall into that? Because housing is sort of the crux of everything. If you don't have housing, it's really hard to focus on going to school. If you don't have housing, it is very, very difficult to figure out where that next meal is coming from as well. So thank you for bringing it to our attention. It is something that, as I said, I will be focusing in on for a full day in Tampa a little bit later this month. And I look forward to bringing some of those innovative solutions back to my colleagues so we can have a broader discussion about it and incorporate everything that you've said as well. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your efforts.
Thank you.
Mayor, one more thing. Y'all, don't go. Y'all. I also want to state that, as many of you are aware, we have already put out the applications for our Youth Civic Advisory Board. Several of the young folks here have already applied to be a part of that, because one of the things that we would like to do, and a city manager, and even to my colleagues, I would like to include our young folks in this solution, in the solution that we come up with, or the strategy that we have to address the unhoused in our city. So that is one of the things that we will be tackling over the year. So, and I know that I see flowers, so I think you guys have something that you drew. And Janiyah, do you have, is there something you want to do with those flowers? Okay, just come on real quick so we can, come on up.
We would like to present these flowers to Dean Cornelius.
And we also have flowers for Zari.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I would be remiss if I did not thank the City of College Park for opening up your home to us to provide this information to our students. We thank the city department heads for coming in and sharing your careers with the students. So we are very thankful for everything that you open up to our young leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.
Well done, y'all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Next agenda item is a presentation. It's an update to paid time off holiday leave policy presented by Krista Gilbert, Interim Director of Human Resources.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
This policy is really just an update. The purpose is to clarify the eligibility for paid time off for the employees after a holiday. The scope is to apply to all employees as specified, except as otherwise specified. But the policy statement are for employees who are expected to work their scheduled shift before and after designated holidays in order to receive holiday pay. Employees must work their full scheduled shift on the regularly scheduled work days immediately before and after the holiday unless the absence is approved in advance or covered by an authorized form of leave. And the authorized form of leave would be medical, for a doctor's excuse or jury duty or things of that nature. So we are asking just for you guys to approve this policy so that we can go ahead and put it in effective immediately.
Questions for Ms. Gilbert? We'll start with Mayor Rotem.
No questions.
Councilmember Carn?
All right, thank you, Krista. So I guess some of this is clarification and some of this is just some adjustments we're making that needed to be made, I guess, right?
Yes.
I know how it is with holidays. Everybody wants the same vacation times, at the same time every year, in and around the holidays. And obviously, sometimes that leaves our residents in a lurch because we don't have enough staff to cover some of the basics. So, I get how that can be an issue sometimes.
Yes.
All right. Well, City Manager, hopefully that's going to clear things up for you so you can get everything streamlined. All right.
Councilmember Arnold?
No questions. Thank you.
Councilmember Gay?
No questions.
So, Ms. Gilbert,
Yes,
this means that someone who, let's say it's Juneteenth, which fell on a Thursday this year, I believe. So if someone were to call in sick on Friday, what would be the consequences of that? If it was not accompanied by a doctor's note?
They will not be paid for that holiday.
So they wouldn't be paid for the 19th?
Correct.
But they could take the sick day on the 20th?
Correct.
Understood. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure that everybody's clear on that and how this is, this changes things moving forward. I'm not sure, is this on the regular agenda?
No, it's not.
Okay, so.
We just want to bring it to your attention.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, this is an internal, this is a day-to-day operations thing. So, Ms. Miller?
That's correct. The interim Human Resources Director just wanted to advise Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor, and Council.
Understood. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. I'm sorry, Ms. Gilbert.
Thank you.
All right, so we will be back at 7:30, and we will see everyone for the regular session at that time.